You've been told that losing your leg strength is just part of getting older, that it's inevitable, that there's nothing you can do about it. But what if that's completely wrong? What if the real reason your legs are getting weaker has nothing to do with age and everything to do with what's missing from your plate? There are people in their 80s and 90s who walk without a cane, climb stairs without holding the rail, and wake up every morning with strong, steady legs. And it's not luck, it's not genetics, it's what they eat every single day. Stay with me until the end, because the number one food on this list is so powerful that a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found it can increase lower body muscle strength by up to 47% in adults over 65. 47%, and yet almost nobody over 60 eats enough of it. By the time I'm done today, you'll know exactly what it is, exactly how to use it, and exactly why your doctor has probably never mentioned it to you. I'm Dr. William Latoy-El, a physician specialized in senior health with over 15 years of dedicated clinical experience. I've worked with thousands of men and women over 60 who came to me convinced their legs were simply giving out because of age. What I found time and time again was something entirely different, a pattern, a nutritional gap that nobody had addressed. And once we addressed it, legs that hadn't worked properly in years started coming back to life. What I'm about to share goes against the conventional advice you've been given, but I've seen it with my own eyes, patient after patient, and I refuse to stay silent any longer. If this information seems valuable to you, hit that like button right now and let's get into it. Here is what's actually happening inside your body after 60. Your muscles are not just sitting there passively, they are in a constant state of breakdown and rebuilding. Scientists call this protein turnover. When you're young, your body is extremely efficient at rebuilding what it breaks down. But after 60, something shifts. Your body becomes what researchers call anabolically resistant. That means even when the raw materials are available, your muscles don't respond as quickly or as efficiently to rebuild themselves. At the same time, after 60, your body produces significantly less of a hormone called IGF-1, which is insulin-like growth factor. This hormone acts as a signal to your muscles telling them to grow and repair. When IGF-1 drops, that signal gets weaker. Your muscles hear a whisper when they need a shout. Then there's the issue of inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, which researchers now call inflammaging, is one of the most destructive forces in an aging body. It silently eats away at muscle tissue. It interferes with nerve signals to your legs. It impairs circulation to the muscles that need blood and oxygen the most. And here's what terrifies me most. By the time you actually feel weakness in your legs, you've already lost a significant percentage of your functional muscle mass. Studies suggest that adults can lose up to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after 40, and that rate accelerates after 60. But here's the critical part. This is not irreversible. The research is absolutely clear on this. Muscle can be rebuilt at any age. Strength can be recovered at any age. The body wants to heal. It just needs the right raw materials. Today, I'm going to give you a countdown of the 9 most powerful foods you can eat every single day to keep your legs strong, stable, and functional well into your 80s and 90s. We're going from least powerful to most powerful, and I promise you, by the time we reach number 1, you are going to look at your grocery list completely differently. Before we continue, I'm curious. How old are you right now? In your 60s, 70s, maybe beyond? And do you already eat any of the foods on this list? Type your age in the comments below. Let's see who's watching today. Number 9, beets. Beets might seem like a humble vegetable, something you see in a salad and push to the side, but for your leg muscles specifically, beets are working on a level that very few foods can match. Here's why. Beets are one of the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates you can find. When you eat beets, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is essentially a natural vasodilator. It relaxes the walls of your blood vessels and allows them to open wider. Why does that matter for your legs? Because your leg muscles are the farthest from your heart. They are at the end of the pipeline. When circulation is compromised, your legs are always the first to suffer. Poor circulation to the legs means less oxygen delivered to the muscle fibers. Less oxygen means less energy for muscle contraction. Less energy means weaker legs. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that dietary nitrate supplementation from beet juice improved muscle efficiency in older adults by 24%. 24% more efficient muscle function just from improving blood flow. The nitric oxide boost from beets also reduces the oxygen cost of exercise, which means your legs can do more work before they fatigue. For someone over 60 who wants to stay active, that's enormous. How to use it? Aim for half a cup of cooked beets 3 to 4 times per week, or if you prefer, 4 to 6 ounces of pure beet juice daily. Avoid beet juice that has added sugar. Raw beets can also be grated into salads. The key is consistency, not quantity. A little regularly is far more powerful than a lot occasionally. Pro tip, combine beets with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado. Beets contain fat-soluble compounds that are better absorbed in the presence of fat. A simple drizzle of olive oil over roasted beets dramatically increases what your body can actually use. But that's just number 9. Let's keep moving. Number 6, Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is one of the most underestimated foods for leg strength in adults over 60, and the reason comes down to 2 things working together: protein and gut health. First, the protein. A single cup of full-fat Greek yogurt contains between 15 and 20 green of complete protein. For context, that's nearly as much as 3 Oz of chicken breast. And the protein in Greek yogurt is particularly rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that provides a sustained release of amino acids to your muscles over several hours. While you sleep, your muscles are doing their most important repair work. Eating Greek yogurt in the evening gives your muscles a steady supply of raw materials through the night. But here's what most people don't know about Greek yogurt and legs specifically. Greek yogurt contains live probiotic cultures, beneficial bacteria that improve the health of your gut, and your gut health has a direct, measurable impact on your muscle health. Researchers at the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that the composition of your gut microbiome influences how efficiently your body absorbs protein from food. Adults with a healthier gut microbiome extracted significantly more amino acids from the same amount of protein compared to those with a compromised gut. In other words, Greek yogurt doesn't just provide protein, it helps your body use all the other protein you eat more effectively. How to use it? 1 cup of full-fat or 2% Greek yogurt daily. Not flavored, not low-fat, not fat-free. Full-fat Greek yogurt provides better satiety and better absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. If the plain taste is too sharp, add a small handful of berries or a drizzle of honey. Avoid yogurts with added sugar as the first or second ingredient. Pro tip, eat Greek yogurt approximately 1 hour before bed. This timing takes advantage of the casein protein's slow-release properties during your overnight muscle repair cycle. This is one of the simplest and most effective timing strategies in senior nutrition. But that's not all. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, spinach. Here's something that might surprise you. One of the most powerful foods for leg muscle strength is not a protein at all. It's a leafy green vegetable, and the science behind it is remarkable. Spinach contains a compound called ecdysterone. For years, this compound was studied primarily in insects, which is how it got its name. But in recent years, researchers turned their attention to its effects in humans, and the results were striking. A study published in the Archives of Toxicology found that ecdysterone from spinach increased muscle fiber size and improved strength output in human subjects, significantly more than many pharmaceutical compounds designed for the same purpose. The researchers were so surprised by the results that they called for further investigation into whether ecdysterone should be classified as a performance-enhancing substance. But that's not all spinach offers your legs. Spinach is extraordinarily rich in magnesium, a mineral that is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Every time your leg muscle contracts, magnesium is required to facilitate that process. When magnesium is deficient, muscles are more prone to cramping, weakness, and premature fatigue. Studies suggest that up to 68% of American adults are magnesium deficient. Among adults over 60, that number is even higher. Spinach also contains significant amounts of potassium, which regulates the electrical activity in muscle cells, and iron, which is essential for oxygen transport to working muscles. How to use it? 2 large handfuls of fresh spinach daily. You can eat it raw in a salad, saute it with garlic and olive oil, blend it into a smoothie where the taste essentially disappears, or add it to scrambled eggs. Cooking spinach reduces its volume dramatically, making it easier to eat larger quantities. Both raw and cooked spinach offer significant benefits, though cooking increases the bioavailability of some compounds. Pro tip, combine spinach with a source of vitamin C, like lemon juice or tomatoes. Spinach contains non-heme iron, which is less easily absorbed than the iron in meat. Vitamin C dramatically increases non-heme iron absorption, sometimes by up to 300%. If you're finding this information helpful, please hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the practical tips we share every week for adults over 60, and share this video with someone you care about. A simple click could genuinely change someone's quality of life. Now let's move into the top 4. This is where things get really powerful. Number 4, sweet potatoes. If you have weak legs, or legs that tire quickly, or legs that feel unstable and unreliable, sweet potatoes may be one of the most important foods you can add to your daily routine. And the reason is not just about nutrition, it's about energy. Your leg muscles are composed primarily of 2 types of muscle fibers: fast twitch fibers for explosive movement, and slow twitch fibers for sustained endurance and stability. The slow twitch fibers that keep you stable when you walk, that prevent you from stumbling, that allow you to stand up from a chair without pushing off, those fibers run primarily on glycogen, which is stored glucose. Without adequate, consistent energy supply to those fibers, they weaken, regardless of how much protein you eat. Sweet potatoes provide a uniquely ideal source of complex carbohydrates that digest slowly and steadily, maintaining a consistent glucose supply to your muscle fibers without the blood sugar spikes and crashes associated with simple carbohydrates. A study published in the Journal of Sports Science found that complex carbohydrate consumption from whole food sources was directly associated with better maintenance of lower body muscle endurance in adults over 60. But sweet potatoes also contain something extraordinary for legs specifically. They are one of the richest food sources of beta-carotene, which converts to vitamin A in the body. Vitamin A is essential for the maintenance of the nerve pathways that carry motor signals from your brain to your legs. Without these nerve signals functioning optimally, even strong muscles cannot contract at full efficiency. Additionally, sweet potatoes contain significant amounts of potassium, vitamin B6, and manganese, all of which contribute to optimal muscle function and energy metabolism. How to use it? 1/2 to 1 medium sweet potato 4 to 5 times per week, baked, boiled, steamed, or mashed without excessive butter or sugar additions. The skin contains significant additional fiber and nutrients, so eating the skin when possible is recommended. Pro tip, eat sweet potatoes with a small amount of fat to maximize beta-carotene absorption. A small amount of butter or olive oil on a baked sweet potato actually makes the nutritional content significantly more available to your body. I remember William, a 79-year-old retired engineer from Minneapolis. He had come to me because his family was pressuring him to consider moving to an assisted living facility. His legs had become so unreliable that he had fallen twice in a single month. He was terrified of his own home. When I looked at his diet, I found something I see constantly in patients his age. He was eating almost no carbohydrates because he had been told carbs were bad. His muscles were essentially running on empty. His body had nothing to fuel the slow twitch stabilizing fibers his balance depended on. I told him to add 1/2 a baked sweet potato to his dinner every night, nothing else at first. 5 weeks later, his daughter called me. She was almost crying on the phone. "Doctor, he's walking around the house without holding the walls. He told me he hasn't felt this stable in 2 years. What did you do?" I told her he hadn't fallen since the 2nd week. "I just told him to eat a sweet potato," I said. Small changes, profound results. This brings us to number 3. And this is where the science becomes truly remarkable. Number 3, walnuts. Walnuts look like a small, insignificant snack, but what they contain and what those compounds do specifically to the aging muscle system is extraordinary. Walnuts are the richest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. But unlike the omega-3s in fish, which directly become EPA and DHA, the omega-3s in walnuts work through a different pathway that specifically targets something called satellite cells. Satellite cells are the stem cells of your muscles.